The captain secretly poured alcohol into a glass of juice. After hiding the empty bottle, he drank all the spiked juice and went back to the cockpit to sleep. The new co-pilot was shocked, but the head flight attendant stayed calm. The captain often drank on duty, and no one could do anything about it. Luckily, the flight was very smooth, but just as they prepared to land, the elevator system suddenly failed. Everyone on board was terrified, except for the captain who had just woken up. He stayed calm and took control of the plane, but the aircraft almost lost control and started falling straight down. The captain quickly contacted the control tower and declared an emergency. To slow the descent, he dumped the fuel to reduce the plane's weight. Then he told the co-pilot to lower the landing gear and prepare for an emergency landing. The buildings on the ground were now clearly visible. The plane was about to crash into the city. The captain made a bold decision. He turned the controls and slowly tilted the aircraft. At last, under his control, the plane flipped upside down and stopped falling. But the danger was not over. There was no fuel left to reach the airport. They had to land immediately. Right ahead was a church. The captain tried his best to steer away, but the wing still hit the church. With a loud crash, the plane hit the ground. When the captain woke up again, the news on TV was showing the crash. A co-worker from the airline told him that out of 102 people on board, 96 had survived. The media praised him and called him a national hero. But when the captain returned home from the hospital, he poured out all the alcohol in his house. Even though the crash was caused by mechanical failure, he believed his drinking was still part of the problem. He decided to quit drinking and start a new life. But trouble soon came. The hospital found alcohol in the captain's blood. If it was proven that the deaths of 6 passengers were linked to this, he would go to prison. The airline did not want anything to happen to the captain. If he was found guilty, the company would have to pay a huge amount of money. They claimed the alcohol test result was false, and asked the co-pilot and head attendant to keep quiet. But investigators found an empty bottle on the plane. The lawyer suggested blaming the dead flight attendant for drinking it. At the hearing, the investigation team gave the captain their highest respect. They had asked many pilots to try the same emergency landing. All of them failed. This proved the captain's actions that day were heroic. Now the captain only needed to answer 3 questions to remain a hero. First, had he drunk before the incident? The captain said no. Second, had he drunk on that day? He again said no. The last question was the empty bottle from the dead flight attendant? The captain stayed silent. He looked at her photo, and his eyes filled with tears. She had died while trying to save a little boy. The captain took a deep breath and told the truth. The courtroom was in shock. In the end, the captain was sentenced to life in prison. Do you think he did the right thing?